Hi folks, and welcome to another episode of Ferrum Wrestling 411. This is our first show for the 2014-15 school year. I'm Gary Holden, your host, Sports Information Director and Assistant AD. With me is Nate Yetzer, Wrestling Coach.
How you doing?
Nate, welcome back.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Good summer for you guys?
Great summer. Busy with camps and recruiting, and it's a pretty successful summer, I think. So.
How about with the family? The twins, little Ethan,
Yep.
Leah. How's everybody doing?
Doing awesome. It was a fun summer. Busy. I felt like we really didn't get much of a break, but I guess that's the life of having 3 kids. So.
Yeah. You guys got a chance to go on some vacations down at the beach at least once or twice?
Yep, absolutely. Got to hang out with my parents a little bit and got to see some family and hang out with friends. It was good. It was a nice summer. So.
Where's your family? Up in Ohio?
Up in Ohio, yeah.
Okay.
Mansfield, Ohio.
Good.
Good old Mansfield.
Good. Well, listen, let's jump right into it. Talk a little bit about how did your camps go this summer? I know you have a very extensive camp program. You have pretty good numbers.
Yeah. We had we were in 3 camps this year: the fundamental camp, the gold camp, and the resident camp. And I think with all those together, we had over 100-some kids.
Wow.
It was pretty successful, and I think last year we had like 80 or 75. So we definitely grew those.
My son was at the camp here this summer on campus.
Yep.
Big 5 mats fit in that gym. I couldn't believe it.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, wall-to-wall mats. It was nice. We're starting to outgrow it to where we're going to almost have to have 2 weeks of gold camp, which is good. I think we'll have 1 more year of gold camp, and then we'll go from there. But
that's a great problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to add a couple new camps next year too. The black camp, which is going to be the middle school training camp.
Okay.
It's going to be an abbreviated version of the gold camp, not as many days, and probably a little more fun, I guess. And then we're also going to add a team camp next year, so we're pretty excited about that. And then as well, we're going to add a camp called the Protege Camp, which is going to be a camp where it's going to be 1 counselor to 1 camper. So a very, very individualized camp. And
interesting concept.
Right, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we're probably limited to like 10 kids. Cost's going to be a little higher, but, it's going to be, I think it's going to be really worth it. They're going to eat lunch with the camper, eat dinner, eat breakfast, train with the counselor, and they would be basically full-fledged pretty much members of the team, I guess.
We'd be talking with them about the whole process of going to college.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Like that.
Yep. We do that at our gold camp as well too. We talk about the college process, financial aid, all that stuff.
Good.
Which is pretty cool. Whether they come to Ferrum or not, whether they go somewhere else, it's something they should be aware of.
Sure. Yeah, they need that information.
Yeah, they need that schooling and to know what's really going on. The resident camp or the project camp will take it even further probably. It's going to be very. I'm excited about it. All the details aren't down yet, obviously, but it's going to be a pretty cool camp, a very unique camp, I guess, in a sense. So.
Interesting. Well, listen, I did the eligibility session with the wrestlers last week, and you had big numbers.
Yep.
All your guys make it back from last year that you were anticipating back?
Yeah, the ones I anticipated. Yep.
Okay.
We had, we have about the core group of guys are all back, which is huge.
Get your NCAA qualifier, Logan Meister, back, 141
Looks
pounds.
Looks great. He had shoulder surgery this summer, and I think he's about probably a month ahead of schedule right now. So he's going to be rearing to go in November, but we're going to hold him back a little bit.
Saw him in the building early. He must have been down there doing his rehab and everything.
Rehab, yep. He looks great right now. There's certain things he can't do yet, and we're going to hold him back a little bit. Just now that he has that experience, we're going to give him a little more time to
Sure. Yeah, and he can probably jump right back into the mix pretty quickly too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
All right, last year 125 pounds. Robert Cunningham, he was a match away from going to the NCAA tournament. 165 pounds. Josh Alston, he was a couple of matches away from going. You got your 131 or 133 pounder Justin Zimmerman back, Ferrum's first ever All-State wrestler, and they compete for All-State honors with all the Division I schools, Division IIs, Division III. So that was big. Paul Biggs is back at 49.
Daniel Reynolds is back.
Daniel Reynolds.
Damon Miner, yep. Corbin Ramos.
Yep. Thomas Smith
Thomas
at 74.
Smith, yep. Tate Dulaney, who was having a heck of a year, end of the year, until I think it was like 4 days before we left for regionals, and he tore his ACL.
Wow.
Which is unfortunate. He was wrestling as good as anybody on the team. So.
I saw him walking down the street the other day, and I stopped and talked with him, and he looks big. He looks like he's been hitting the weights. Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's over 300, so after this run this morning, he's probably not over 300 anymore. So.
Well, I'm not going to say anything to get on his bad side.
Exactly, yeah.
You pretty happy with the recruits you got in this year?
I am. The guys have really committed. I think we had, first meeting, 30 kids show up.
That's great.
So I think, those numbers will dwindle just like any other program. But I think
first practice is when?
October 10th, I believe, is the first one. I got to check on that.
Good. Well, excited about seeing.
You're not gonna catch me. It's October. I think it is October 10th.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is he? The most of the guys and everything that you have coming out and everything, are they spread out in weight classes? Are you really lumped together? Do you have a lot of weight classes that are packed?
No, I think that we definitely filled some holes that we had last year. I think with the recruiting class we had coming in, and there's gonna be some spots where it's gonna be super competitive to get in the lineup, and that's what if you have a good team. That's what you have to have. You know, That's what I came from, and that's what we're gonna continue to build on. So.
Tell me a little bit. Speaking about where you came from, you wrestled in college at Edinburgh. I know you were a Division I athlete, Division I All-American your junior year and everything. Talk a little bit about your other coaching staff for this year. I know one of your former wrestlers is going to be helping you this year. Right.
Coach Jamie Carr, we brought him on board. He's going to. He's going to really help out with the lightweights, I guess. So the guys really look up to him, respect him, and he had military obligations last year. For the national, he was in the National Guard, and it's kind of really cut into his season. He couldn't really train full time, and he decided to kind of switch gears. And he's not a non-traditional student, anyways. He's a little bit older. And
he did 4 years with the military. Now he's doing the Guard, so it's like 2 weeks a year, one weekend a month, and that really eats into wrestling.
He's actually very high up, for a non-commissioned guy. So he. He's got a lot of other duties. He's got teaching classes there, and I think he's in California right now for the next 3 weeks training. So, but so he's kind of in and out. But when he's here, he does an unbelievable job. And then obviously we have Coach Brandon Bradley back. And he's done a wonderful job too. So we got
wrestled at Division II school, UNC Pembroke.
Yep, coached at Whitewater for 3 years, and I think they're number 1 in the country right now. So he's absolutely
Whitewater is.
Yep, number 1.
So that's who we're chasing.
That's who we're chasing. Yep, absolutely.
How about Reed Carpenter? I understand he's got to step away for a little while because his family has started a business.
Yeah, his family started a business. He's got a young daughter, and so we're hoping we can get him in here and there. We hired Zach Nybert to run our club, a couple-time All-American from Virginia Tech.
Nice.
He's running our club, and it'll probably help out with our freestyle program once we start that in the spring. So
good. Well, he's a real good wrestler as well. So. Coach, talk a little bit about your schedule highlights for this year. I know that you're still going back to the one big tournament, the Pete Wilson in Illinois, Chicago area.
Illinois, yep. We're going out there again this year. A couple of the big ones we've added. Obviously, we're going to Virginia Duels again, which is one of my favorite events. You
guys placed third in that last year.
Right, yep. And then we're also going to go to the York Invitational up in York, Pennsylvania, which we'll see 6 or 7 teams. 6 or 7 teams that are going to be in our regional, so it's just huge. And then another big one we're going to is the Gator Boot Duels up in Nashville. So.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yep. Okay, so we'll see some of the 3 or 4 best teams up there.
I heard there's going to be some great teams at that tournament.
It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be really good. I think I tried to get it on the. I tried to request that we wrestle all the best teams, and so I'm excited.
Good. What kind of teams are going to be down there?
Concordia Moorhead, which is one of the better teams in the country, they'll be there. I think they have returned 4 All-Americans.
Wow.
As well as I think Luther College will be there. They're hosting it.
Iowa.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. And they're a good program. I think Co will be there, which had 3 or 4 All-Americans last year.
Another great Iowa school.
Exactly. Yep. And a few other ones. College of New Jersey. Or Del Val, I'm sorry. Del Val will be there. So
out of Pennsylvania.
A lot of good teams.
Yep, very good program. So that's great. Now, speaking of Pennsylvania, I understand the Nationals are in Pennsylvania. They're not in the Midwest this year.
Right. Yep. Hershey, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. So we're excited. We'll have a big group going up there, and hopefully we have a big group wrestling too.
Sure. Hey, I noticed on the schedule that the East Regional Tournament has not been decided yet. When will you find out what the location of that is?
Probably, hopefully. Last year we found out a month before, so hopefully it's a lot sooner this year. So. I'm thinking it's going to be up in Pennsylvania again, maybe Scranton. So
okay, good. That's not too far of a drive at least for you guys. So and with having the Nationals in Hershey, boy, it'd be nice to send a couple kids to that.
Absolutely, at least a couple. The goal's 3, so that's the bare minimum.
Good. Well, listen, Nate, I appreciate you coming on the show today. We're going to try to have the show now about every 2 weeks during the preseason, and then once we get into the season, about every once a week.
Yeah, once a week. Yep.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to it and everything. I guess our next show then will be on Thursday, September 25th.
Right. Sounds good.
Great. Well, folks, that's our episode for today. We'll see you back here on Thursday, September 25th. Until then, I'm Gary Holden with Nate Yetzer.